Another question is, while the reforms in the financial sector registered some key achievements, substantial challenges still face the economy in regard to achieving efficiency of the financial system. One of the challenges is high lending rates by banks, and they are asking to what extent does the oligopoly banking structure in Uganda account for this problem. So we looked at the reasons as to why lending rates are sticky downward, why they rarely decrease. One of the reasons was the oligopoly banking structure of the Ugandan economy. Yeah. So here they are asking to what extent does the oligopoly banking structure in Uganda account for this problem. We say the oligopoly banking structure, it is when there are few large banks. There are few large banks that set the interest rate for other people. Like when they set an interest rate, even other banks have to follow. When Stanbic Bank has a particular interest rate, even other banks will just copy from them. That is the oligopoly banking structure. So they are asking us, to what extent has the oligopoly banking structure contributed to the challenge of lending rates, why the lending rates are high always? Yeah. So we look at the reasons, its contribution. There are few banks that control a large market share. Then this structure implies that the demand curve for the banking sector in Uganda is king. The oligopoly structure of the economy always comes with a kinked demand curve. So the oligopoly banking structure of the Ugandan economy has a kinked demand curve whereby a few banks determine the interest rate, whereby other banks just have to follow. So they have a kinked demand curve, and then the kinked demand curve limits flexibility in the interest rate determination. Then the market leaders set the rate at which other banks have to lend, and the kink obstructs other banks from reducing the rate since the lower portion is inelastic. Like other banks might want to either increase or decrease their interest rate, but how can they increase or decrease when the big firms or the big banks have a particular interest rate? So their thing is what? Inelastic. Like they cannot just adjust their things the way they want it to be, because they have to copy from their leaders, the leaders in the market. Then this curtails competition in the banking sector, holding the lending rates high. So since there are few large firms that determine the interest rate, there is no competition. Yeah, other banks cannot compete in the way that they want. So it keeps the lending rates high. Then let's look at the diagram of the kinked demand curve. Kinked demand curve, it looks like this. We have the interest rate and then the credit. Yeah. Then we look at other reasons as to why the lending rates are still high in Uganda, or why they are sticking downward. Yeah. High operational costs of operating banks, for example, paying the workers. Then absence of long-term finance. High risk profiles among most borrowers, whereby they do not have collateral security, so it makes the lending rates to be high. High litigation costs in case the borrowers refuse to pay, you'll have to take them to court, which is a very long and expensive process. Then inefficiencies in land and company registries, whereby it's a long process in order for you to get the information that you want. Then inadequate insolvency laws. So these are some of other reasons as to why the lending rates in Uganda are still high. But the main reason that was asked in the question was the oligopoly banking structure in Uganda, how it contributes to the high lending rates charged by banks. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, tap on the join button down there. It is blue in color. Become a member of the Naisha Academy. Then we also have the thank button. It's down there. It is in form of a heart. You can tap on it and thank Naisha Academy in any way that you would love to.